Hello, YouTube. It's great to be with you again today. Thank you for watching and welcome. On this channel, I like to talk about my journey, overcoming failure, embracing fear, moving in the direction of success, finding success, maintaining success, and reflecting on all the things that make life worthwhile. And in doing so, investing in them further. So hopefully that explains my name a little bit. If you're into that kind of stuff, then smash the like button and subscribe to this channel because I put out content every week, mostly when things come to my mind that I like to reflect on publicly. And that brings me to today, what I'm going to be reflecting about today, and that is the concept and the action of identifying fear, embracing it, and then moving towards it with conviction, purpose. And this is something that I have started to do with intensity in my life. The last, it's been about 4 months now that I've done this. Been doing this with purpose and intention. And the benefits have been incredible. And the insight gained, invaluable. And there are four things that I've done that required courage that I want to share with you today. And what I learned, along the way. So just to give you a little bit of background on me, I'm from Idaho originally. I lived there for 24 years of my life. And about 6 years ago, well, I'm 25 now, about 6 or 7 years ago, I had this feeling that I wanted to leave, but I didn't act on it. I kind of suppressed it. I had other things going on. I had just started college and I wasn't really clear on what I wanted to do. I thought I wasn't. So I didn't really act on it. That caused me a lot of pain in my life. And I won't dive into the specifics of that other than just to say that it did, in fact, cause quite a bit of pain for me. So about 4 months ago, certain things happened that made me realize that the time was now. And in reality, the only time is now anyways. The only time is now. But it made me realize that I was putting off something I was afraid of, and that was not what a real man does. A real man doesn't have indecision in the face of fear. Okay? And so I decided to act on that and to lean into my fear of being afraid of what lied on the other side and to just jump way before I was ready. And so I went to my work. I was working remote at the time. And I was like, okay, if I'm working remote, surely they'll accommodate me if I want to move somewhere. I'm going to try. If they don't, I'm just going to do it anyway. I'm just going to move. Gave myself an ultimatum. Okay. And they accepted. They let me go to Texas for up to 3 months was our arrangement. And so I literally packed everything in my car and drove all the way here. I'm in Dallas, Texas right now. It took 24 hours total of drive time. Once I did that, I remember crossing over the border into Texas from New Mexico, about 9 hours from here. Yeah, can you believe that Texas is that big? The border is 9 hours from here. I crossed into the border, and it was like this huge weight had been just lifted off of me, this huge boulder I had been carrying for so long. And what I realized is that when you have fear and you don't do anything about it, you don't embrace it, you don't act on it, you don't lean into it, it starts to really weigh you down. It starts to really weigh you down. and affect you in ways you don't understand. And all of that was lifted off of me the moment I crossed into Texas in this symbolic gesture. And I immediately began weeping uncontrollably. It was beautiful. It was just, the tears were just flooding. And I was just bawling and weeping uncontrollably with joy and with sadness, with everything at once. And it was really beautiful. And a very, very pivotal moment in my life, because I just felt so much better because I leaned into what I was afraid of. Leaning into what I was afraid of made me feel better. It helped me. So that was the first thing. The second thing was, well, I still had this job that had given me a lot of opportunity. Obviously, I had been working remote. That's a great opportunity. I was able to move to Texas and still get paid and do my job and all this stuff. That's great. But something had been brewing inside of me for a few months that it was time to move on. It was time to get into the field that I wanted to get into, which was real estate. The job I had was in software, and it just, paid the bills handsomely, but just wasn't a great, it didn't align with my interests. So they gave me the 3-month time frame, and I said, okay, you just did some bold stuff. I felt emboldened, felt empowered by what I had done. So I kept up the momentum, and I said, okay, I'm going to give myself another ultimatum here. I know I'm not going to go back to Idaho. I just did everything I could to get out, and this weight has been lifted off me because I've done that, and it's made me a better person. It's made me feel better, all this stuff. So I signed a 12-month lease. I signed a 12-month lease because I was going to lean into the fact that I wasn't going back, and I wasn't going to give myself an opportunity to back out of that in this symbolic gesture. So that was the second thing, was signing this lease, was that I had committed to this new place, to this new thing. I had committed. Signed the 3-month lease, or the 12-month lease, excuse me. And so what that meant was I had to, I was probably not going to be able to have my job, right? So I interviewed for some stuff and looked into certain opportunities here and there. Again, I wanted to get into real estate, but as an investment opportunity, I interviewed for a few sales jobs, just to build skills in that realm, because they're important. And something just didn't feel right. Then what happened was I realized that I was being sent a message. I was being tested again. And I was afraid again. I was afraid of just letting go without anything lined up. I was afraid of letting go. So I did. I thought about what I had done, how I had been afraid of leaning in and moving. And then I had been afraid of committing to it, and I did. And then I was afraid of letting go, and I did. And I started a real estate company, commercial real estate company, and worked really hard, building up certain, just very rudimentary systems and making relationships. I did that for about a month. And this last bold, leaning in to fear, this last courageous act is the most important one to me of all, really. And that may sound weird after I tell it to you, but listen. I realized that I needed education in this business, that this game I was playing it was not for the faint of heart. It's not for it's not for young people, really, and it's not that this is a game that takes. It takes, how do I say this? In order to build it right, it takes time, like anything. So I realized that I needed education. And I talked to a couple investors. I'm trying to bring them on board with me to invest money with me in my projects. And that went great, but a couple of them were like, look, if I was you, I would speed up the learning curve. I would go work for somebody in this space. I would go work for somebody in this space and learn from them. And, just bide your time. Work on your business on the side and learn the game and get paid to do it. And I remember just feeling that there was wisdom in that, but I just remember feeling like I just did all this stuff. I just quit everything. I just burned everything. I did all this bold stuff. I just went super aggressive. All this stuff went all out, right? And then I realized that I was afraid again. I realized that I was afraid of what people would think if I took a step back and was like, I just got a gig in this industry. And this is what I'm doing now. So I knew that I had to do it because it was the right thing to do, because I was afraid. And it was just the right thing to do, career-wise. It put me in the best position to succeed. So I did it, and I posted about it and everything, and just leaned into that. And it's just incredible that, what I was fearing for so long was a lack of boldness. Or I was fearing boldness. The things required bold action that I feared. Those first three things, they required bold action. And I had done so much of that, I started to get into this habit of thinking that that's what courage is just taking outrageous, bold action, whatever. And then I realized that, maybe my fear of what people thought was a lot stronger than anything else, and decided to lean into that too. And since I've done that, that has really lifted a huge weight off of my shoulders to do that. Another thing that's great about this opportunity is that they're actually going to be paying my business as a contractor. So technically, my business is monetized at this point, and we'll see, how that carries forward. But man, could not have been a better opportunity to get paid from people in the industry who know what they're doing, to accelerate my learning curve, and to learn and make money in my business at the same time. Again, when you just jump in, when you attack, when you lean in, when you trust yourself, when you listen to your gut, and you trust your instincts, and you go for it, things will happen. And even if you fall flat on your face, that is not a bad thing. That is a good thing, because it is knowledge, and knowledge is the only thing that can produce anything else. So, man, I could not be more grateful for the opportunities that I have. And they are a direct product of action taking, leaning into fear, leaning in. So, wow. Here I am after these 4 acts of courage. And man, I just feel so much better about my life. And I'm in a better position now in just about every single way than I ever have been. And it was all because I believed in myself, and I leaned into what I was afraid of, and I did it. And I'm still doing it. I'm still learning every day. And the fear doesn't go away, right? It just needs to be managed. And I just know that from these experiences, that this is how I'm going to live my life now. And there have been other things that I've done that I haven't shared here today, where I've leaned into fear lately, and those have turned out incredible for me, really in every way. So if you're out there watching and there's something that you're afraid of, I know that there is, because you're human. That's what we all experience. It's what we all experience. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you weak to be afraid. It doesn't make you, it doesn't mean that you're not strong, or you're not capable, or you're not special, or any of that. It just means that your destiny is telling you something. It means that the plan that has been laid out for you is calling your name. It's hinting that you take a certain direction. And if you choose to act on it, you might be very surprised at just how powerful it is in transforming your life. It certainly has been for me. Now, here I am 4 months later in a completely different place, making more money. I'm in the industry that I've wanted to be in. I'm learning the things that I want to learn. And I am sitting here doing this with you. I was afraid to get in front of the camera for a long time, but I've been doing that. I've been leaning into that. And if I hadn't have leaned into fear, we wouldn't be talking, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to change your life right now. Just like I've changed mine, and just like people have changed mine through their suggestion of the same. So look, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. And I sincerely hope that this content has been valuable to those that have the patience to sit through a guy rant about it for, 10, 15 minutes, however long it's been. And I'm very appreciative of those that follow me and believe in me, because I believe in me and I believe in you. So let's grow together. I love to connect with my fans. I love when people comment and we have a dialogue. There's a couple regulars that I get on my videos that I love to interact with and hear about your story. And it just really warms my heart to participate in that. So anyways, I hope you know that I'm here for you. And this, that's what this is all about. It's about giving out of love, unconditional love. So anyways, this has been fun. I hope you found it valuable. Be sure to like and subscribe. My name is Duke. Until next time. All right.